game over. Do you want to play a game? Bye-bye. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the show. As always, I'm Sebastian Volkov, and this may be the most god-awful visual novel I've ever played, based on the couple of shots that I've seen of it. I don't know. It may be too much for my animal lover heart to handle. We'll see. Hope everyone out there is feeling super chill and sexy and shit tonight, whatever it may fucking be. I say tonight, but you may be watching this on YouTube or Twitch at another time entirely, and I'm just being stupid. Anyway. Oh, I'm trying to get back into the Twitch game and get things more accessible and kind of fun for everyone, whether I'm playing some crazy ass horror game or a visual novel or whatever. So, if you all have ideas on anything, let me know. I'm very approachable. So, do not take this cat home. That's a sus enough fucking title as it is. So, without further ado, let's go. You're not having a great day, as usual. I'm good. The audio's so quiet, bro. I don't even know if you can see that or hear that. Oh, great. It's the first time in a while that you felt like going out. But in the middle of your walk, it starts to rain. Typical, but maybe this is just a sign that you should have stayed home today. Yeah, you can always try again tomorrow, right? You turned to head home when... Huh? What was that? There are only a few people around on the street. Makes sense due to the increase of missing persons around the area recently. Sis. Well, that and the weather. But none of them react to the sound at all. Curiosity guiding your steps, you follow the sound to the entrance of a dark, dingy alleyway. You timidly enter the alley and walk forward. The ground dampened by the rain makes your steps sound louder and more confident than you actually feel. Finally, the sound source comes into view in the cold, dim light of the alley. At the end of the alley, in a big cardboard box, is a cat. Huh. Guess that should have been obvious. Just a little. It's an interesting looking cat. Its pretty yellow eyes shine like gold among the dark sea of its black fur. My water made a hiss sound. Squeaky sound, whatever. But it puts its front paws up on the edge of the box and looks up at you. So cute. And it definitely knows it. You've never had much of an opinion one way or the other about cats before. But if they're all like this one, it's a shock they haven't already found a way to rule the world. You don't think you'd mind bowing down to a feline overlord? We got a little neko fetishy going on, bruh. If we're talking about the ones from Star Ocean. Oh yeah. You look around the alley with a small frown. Who leaves cats in cardboard boxes these days anyway? Wouldn't they just jump out and leave the box eventually? The cat doesn't answer you. Obviously. It also doesn't do as you suggest and leave the box. It's just looking at you, as if waiting for you to make the next move. Do not take the cat home. Take cat home. To hell with the title of the game. You know what? You reach into the box and pick a cat up, holding it out in front of you. Why not? You're all alone and, well, I'm kind of in the same boat myself, so you bring the cat close. You didn't realize it was shivering until just then, but it slowly breathes easier as it presses into your chest. Why not stick together, right? At least for a little while. You think a little while will probably be more like a day. He'll be responsible and take you to the shelter tomorrow, but for now, let's get you out of the rain, okay? You stop by a small local pet store for some cat food, then head back home. You live in a modest apartment. 1 bedroom, 1 bathroom. 1 you living alone in it. So it feels weird having another living being inside of it after so long. Even if it is just a cat. After locking the front door and placing the cat on the floor, you watch for a moment as it curiously explores the new environment. Season change has my throat all like there's something in it. Phlegm! Leaving the feline to its own devices, you set about making the both of you some dinner. You take out the can of cat food and open it with the tab on top. You put some cat food on a saucer and click your tongue to call the cat over to you. It perks up at your beckoning and rushes over. It looks at the plate of food and completely ignores it. Not hungry, I guess. You try not to let it annoy you. The cat doesn't understand the concept of money to appreciate that you spent your hard-earned cash on it. It's just a cat after all. I'll just leave it here in case you get hungry later, okay? The cat rubs its body against your legs with a purr. You smile. That's enough of thanks for you. It follows you into the kitchen as you start your own dinner. You decide that you have enough ingredients for a sandwich. Bread toasted, mayo and mustard spread. Mustard. Turkey and cheese and lettuce perfectly placed. Tomato sauce. Ow! You wince as you cut your finger on the knife while slicing a tomato. Stupid. You feel a little embarrassed for such a blunder and sigh, tossing the knife onto the cutting board. You're about to head to the bathroom for a bandage when the cat hops up onto the counter. It sniffs at the knife and meows almost pointedly at you. Don't worry, I'm alright. It was just a... You watch as the cat starts to lick lightly but enthusiastically at the blood on the knife. At your blood. You're so shocked that by the time you come to your senses, the knife has been completely licked clean. The cat sits back staring at you. You feel a little uneasy. Sure, cats are meat-eating predators, but that was a little weird. Right? Sure, you're no cat expert, but that was definitely not something an ordinary cat would do. Right? Well, regardless, you're not about to abandon a cat in need while it's still raining outside. Not after all your efforts. You were going to take it to the shelter tomorrow anyway. What's one night of awkwardness? Weird or not, it's just a cat. The rest of the evening, unfortunately, goes downhill from there. Even after covering up your fingers cut with a bandage, the cat keeps trying to lick at the wound while you're eating your sandwich. While you're cleaning up the kitchen, while trying to watch TV. You gently push it away every time, but you're starting to get worried at the strange behavior. What if it's gonna taste for blood and thinks you're food now? You're not sure what you'll do if it starts to get more aggressive. You keep thinking about the cat food sitting on the counter. I read that wrong. Fuck it. Untouched. Got me so much. Come on, enough already. You shove it away a little more forcefully this time out of annoyance. You feel bad immediately, but before you can do anything, the cat meows sharply at you and dashes off around the corner and into the hall. You sigh deeply. That was just me needing breath. At this point, you're just worried that it's going to take a bite out of you in your sleep. Maybe a vet will have an idea how to calm it down. You can only hope. You don't have many other options left other than tossing the cat out in the rain. After finding the number of a local vet, you... Fuck me, I thought the internet went out when it did that. The lights just went out. it dead ass worked on me. Great job, devs. I thought all my shit went down for some odd reason. Great. Just great. Rain must have knocked out the power. You check your cell phone only to find it's out of batteries. That's an odd phrase to say about your phone, isn't it? It's like you're replacing double A's in your phone or something. You must have forgotten to charge it before leaving out earlier. The outing had been so spur of the moment that it had no doubt messed with your usual routine. You grab a flashlight and turn it on. It's quiet. It's too quiet. Did the rain stop? But then, why did the power go out? You look outside. The sky is pitch black. What time is it? You turn to check the clock. It's a digital version of those old cat clocks, the Felix ones or whatever. The cat sits on top of your digital clock staring at you. Thinking now, you realize the clock shouldn't have been working at all with the power outage, but the numbers are lit up and are going completely haywire. If you notice, it's flashing and it says kill and help on it. The cat stares at you. It's completely still. You'd think it was a statue if you didn't know any better. It's not giving off any indication that it's alive. It's not blinking. It's not even breathing, but its eyes. This isn't normal. You're afraid. You want to run, but you're afraid of letting the cat out of your sight. You consider tossing the cat out after all. But as soon as the thought enters your head, you feel a sharp urge to vomit. Those eyes, its eyes hold you still. Even with your flashlight trained on it, its pupils are large, round. What the fuck? I didn't get to read it. The flashlight flickers. And the cat is gone. Fear immediately grips your mind. The silence punctuated with a rapid pumping of blood in your heart. It's overwritten as your ears slowly start to pick up the sound of static all around you. Anybody else do that? You can see and hear the static just like in the quiet. We're in a simulation. How's the clock working with no power? You don't know why such a question matters at the moment, but you feel as if having the answer will make sense out of everything that's happening. That order will be restored. But no answer comes to mind. You back away from the clock and feel as if the air itself coils tightly and abruptly in response, like a predator prepared to pounce. But waiting for your next move. But you're afraid to move. You're afraid to even take a breath. But you can't stay still forever, right? Whatever is watching you, you can already feel its impatience. It's too eager. You don't know how you know this, but you can sense it as clearly as if it had whispered, "That was cute, I like that." Moving on. Right into your ear. Right into your soul. It won't let you wait it out. Not now that you could. Not that you could even if it did. You can't stay here. You have to run. With this thought, a sudden primal instinct awakens within you, making you tear yourself into a hasty burst of movement, of action, but you're still weak from the fear's grip on your mind. Your legs tangle together under you in your haste and you fall to the ground. It's like a damn cartoon. A sharp pain explodes in the center of your foot. At first you think you've broken your ankle, but something warm and wet trickles down the length of your foot, pulling underneath it. You hear the sound of metal scraping on tiles after skidding across the floor, as if it had been kicked. Winded from your fall, you look up in a daze and see the object glinting in a strange light coming in from the outside. I don't know if I read that at all. The light pouring in from your now open front door. Thoughts of how, when, who, what, in regards to your inexplicably open door screech to a halt. As your brain finally identifies the metallic object you've been staring at. It's your kitchen knife. And still tinted red from your earlier blunder? No, but that's not right. Wasn't it completely licked clean by the... You gulp dryly at the pain in your foot. You barely have time to wonder how the knife ended up in your living room floor to be stepped on. Instead of resting on your cutting board in the kitchen where you'd left it, when you spy something in the darkness just beyond the knife, it spies right back at you. A pair of glowing golden eyes come forward as the cat emerges from the shadows into the light from your doorway. It pads slightly over to the knife, as if skipping in delight. It bends down to lap at the blood dripping from the blade. Your senses slowly begin to overwhelm you. The chill of the air as it starts to suffocate you under its weight. The sound of your shaky breaths, discordant against the static now piercing your skull. The dryness on your tongue spreading to your throat. The incomprehensible sight of the stray you'd taken in, licking away at your kitchen knife, once again completely clean. The scent of blood from the fresh wound on your foot. Blood. Golden eyes slide up to you as if in response to your sudden realization. Blood. You're hurt. Your foot is bleeding. You're bleeding. You're bleeding. The cat barely moves, shoulders twitching as if just considering the act of pouncing forward. But you're already on your feet and out the door. You run, or rather limp, down the empty street. The sky is black and bleeding red. But there's a strange light emitting from nowhere that casts everything else in white. The houses, the trees, the road, even you. Everything except your blood. You can just barely glimpse the bloody imprints of your injured foot. Oh my god. You can just barely glimpse the bloody imprints your injured foot leaves in your wake with every impact it makes with the ground. It hurts. It hurts. But you can't stop. You don't stop. Not when the shadows grow around you. Not when you feel the gaze of eyes all over you. Not when the road ahead of you is darkened by a long shadow of something behind you. Even then, you don't stop running, because if that's the cat right there ahead of you, then what in the world is behind you? I'm very conflicted. I gotta look, I gotta know. Curiosity killed the cat. I think that's fitting. Huh? Interesting. How very, very interesting. Ending 0, it begins. Excuse me? What the fuck do you mean, ending 0, it begins? Explain yourself. Oh my god, there are 40 endings to this game. Holy shit. Okay, I'll do... Wait, continue. What do you mean? You're walking. Right, of course. Oh, no. No. Wait, what? Whoa. It's a whole new thing now. Fascinating. And you're actually glad you did. The weather is absolutely perfect today. That's a good sign, right? Maybe your luck is finally starting to turn around. You tentatively allow yourself to feel excited for the possibilities, where you could go, or what you could do. Maybe even who you could meet. You're so deep in thought that you almost miss it. I wonder what that is. God, it's killing me. My throat is so just whatever. It's like chunks of phlegm, and it's really irritating. Huh? What was that? Curiosity guiding your steps, you follow the sound to the entrance of a lonely alleyway. The sunlight only just manages to reach down in between the tall buildings on either side. You timidly enter the alleyway and walk forward, the loose gravel and scattered debris on the ground softening your steps. Damn, I had my gang turned all the way down and I still saw it spike on there. Finally, the sound source comes into view in the warm, almost ethereal light of the alley. At the end of the alley, in a big cardboard box, is a cat. Huh, guess it should have been obvious. Meow. Yeah, we're just gonna. Yeah, we know what's gonna. Yeah. We've seen all this so far, so we're taking the cat home again. What? Well, why not? Right? Huh? Oh, this is different now. What is going on? You barely reach out your arms before the cat eagerly leaps into them and climbs up on your shoulders. It butts its head into your temple, nuzzling against it. Purr, purr, purr. You can't help but smile at the cat's enthusiasm. Let's get you out of here, yeah? Purr. On the way home, you briefly consider getting cat food. But that'd be a waste of time. You shrug at the odd feeling and move on. You live in a modest apartment. 1 bedroom, 1 bathroom, 1 you living alone in it. So it feels weird having another living being inside of it after so long. Even if it is just a cat. After locking the front door and placing the cat on the floor, you wait for it to walk away and explore the new environment. But it simply sits and looks up at you expectantly. Do something with cat. Like what? Pet the cat. It's not every day you have access to a cute, fluffy animal. What else is there to do but pet it to your heart's content? You sit on the floor in your living room and click your tongue to call the cat over. The cat dashes over to you, immediately climbing into your lap. Poor thing, you just want some attention, don't you? Alright. You carefully pet the cat and rub behind an ear. A scratch under the chin. A smooth sweep along the back. Good. You keep petting the cat in your lap, enjoying this bonding time together. But the cat starts to get restless after a while. Let's do something else. Play with cat. Meow. Poor thing was probably bored stiff sitting in that box all day. Just watching crowds of people walking by them, ignoring them. You can't just leave them alone as soon as you're home. A little interspecies socializing won't kill you. Right? I don't know about that at this point. No, you just want some attention, don't you? You want to play, huh? Okay then. I'll to play, though. Look for some yarn? Maybe you have some, I don't know. That would be an odd thing for me to have. If every movie and cartoon involving cats that you've watched since childhood is to be believed, then you can deduce with almost absolute certainty that cats freaking love yarn. Probably. You unearthed some from an old box in the hallway closet that's filled with knickknacks from various abandoned hobbies. You consider just handing the ball of bright red yarn over to the cat and supervising from the side. But that would defeat the idea of playing together, wouldn't it? You cut off a decent length of string from the ball of yarn and go back to the living room. The cat's resting on the floor. It's not asleep, but when it looks up at you as you enter the living room, you feel like it could doze off right then and there. You'll fix that. You smirk a little, confident with your surprise. And let the piece of yarn dangle just above the floor, pinched between your thumb and index finger. The sudden shift in the cat's demeanor makes your heart start to beat a little faster. Its posture has barely changed at all. Just a subtle shift of its head and ears. A slight tension in the shoulders. A sharpness in the gaze as it locks onto the yarn dangling an inch above the floor. The cat could still pass as being almost relaxed, calm, and yet the air is thick with its eagerness to lunge forward, waiting for the right moment to strike. You feel like you've just witnessed the awakening of the perfect predator. You're almost afraid of what will happen once you make the first move. But it will be you who makes the first move. You take a deep breath. Relax your shoulders. And yoink. The cat had lunged the instant you wiggled the yarn, but you're faster. It completely misses as you flick your wrist, making the yarn recoil out of its reach like a terrified snake. Having overshot the landing in its eagerness, the cat stumbles and looks around as if shocked at its failed attack. You generously click your tongue to help reorient it. The cat whips its head around at the sound. You're slightly taken aback at the intensity of its stare on the yarn, but you persist. You wiggle the yarn again, encouragingly. You wiggle the yarn, oh yes, and yes, maybe a little tauntingly. This time the cat anticipates the yarn's upward dodge and leaps up to swipe at it. But you're already one step ahead, puppeteering the yarn to dance gracefully out of reach once more. Come on, you can do it. It's a little condescending, but you can't seem to help it. For some reason it feels good knocking the feline down a peg or two. At least it seems to be enjoying itself. You hope anyway. You keep going. It must be getting frustrated. You could swear it nearly took a shot at your eye that last time, and jumped so high and erratically. You've been keeping the yarn in constant motion, afraid to slow down. Your wrist is starting to get tired. The cat doesn't seem to be losing any energy, though. It's like it's getting faster and faster. Flick. 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 Your wrist finally cramps sharply. making you lose control of the yard's motion as the tip of it brushes lightly against your stomach. Yeah, that was a bad sign. Pain rips low across your torso, into your torso. Blood pours out of your mouth. In a daze, you look down and see red, blooming slowly along the bottom of your shirt, around the tears in the fabric. You cough. Plop. You watch as long, thick ropes of something pour out from under your shirt into a bloody heap on the floor at your feet. A single red-streaked rope still hangs from you, connecting to you all that mess. Are those your... You crumble to the ground and topple over onto your side. Your vision has gone blurry, but... You can just make out the shape of something small and a deep inky black as it walks over and inspects your... Oh God, through your intestines. Before it starts to giddily roll around in the mass of your bloody insides next to you. Darkness falls over you. The cat sounds happy. Nonsensically, you wonder where the yarn is gone, but there's really no need to worry about it. The cat seems content with the next best thing. Ending 11 at the end of your rope. This is really wacky shit. Don't give it that. But no, it's not as long as anyone would like. But my throat's not doing that well, as you can tell from the last couple of videos. I've been trying to cough out a lung, pretty much. So I'm gonna end it here. If you want to see more of Do Not Take This Cat Home, let me know in the comments, or however the hell you want to do it. Don't forget to like, subscribe, share, and all that cool shit. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye. It's time to die.